After what seems like the first shot of a trade war, the first casualty of the U.S. Commerce Department's ruling against Bombardier could be the Canadian military's purchase of Super Hornet jet fighters. As expected, trade investigators in Washington sided with Boeing, the Chicago-based commercial and defense giant, in its fight against Bombardier of Montreal, which has been accused of selling its C-Series passenger jets at below market cost. What wasn't expected was the size of the countervailing duty, said David Baskin, president at Baskin Wealth Management, a Bay Street investment management firm. The U.S. plans to impose an import tariff of 219.6%, which would effectively triple the cost of Bombardier jets. I think there's going to be a lot of angry people in a lot of countries, said Baskin. Bombardier's discount deal with Delta Airlines was expected, considering it was introducing a new jet, Baskin said. I don't think anybody suggested the plane was sold at 2/3 off list price, he said. Since the spring, Boeing has argued that Bombardier was heavily subsidized by the federal and Quebec governments in a manner that allowed it to sell unfairly at below market prices. There are still more regulatory hurdles before the decision is finalized. The Trudeau government chose to accentuate that point late Tuesday, saying the U.S. Commerce Department's investigation is still at the preliminary stage. Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland said the duties are clearly aimed at blocking Bombardier's C-Series aircraft from the U.S. market. This is an unjust, punitive ruling, she said before a working dinner with her U.S. and Mexican trade negotiating partners, who are in Ottawa for the latest round of the North America Free Trade Agreement renegotiation talks. Freeland also repeated the threat to cancel the Liberal government's planned sole-source purchase of Boeing Super Hornet jet fighters. The Liberal government has been clear that this case very much has a bearing on the decision to buy the warplanes, said Freeland. The Government of Canada cannot treat, as a trusted partner, a company which is attacking our aerospace sector. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was even more blunt. Speaking 2 weeks ago beside British Prime Minister Theresa May, Trudeau said the fighter deal is all but dead. We won't do business with a company that's busy trying to sue us and trying to put our aerospace workers out of business, he said. The first casualty may be the fighter purchase, but Baskin said he believes that Bombardier's contract with Delta will have to be cancelled, because neither the airline nor the manufacturer will pay that enormous duty. Even if the ruling is overturned on appeal before international trade watchdogs, he said, the timing of the ruling is horrible for Bombardier because of its terrible balance sheet. But the military could also be left in a long-term lurch. The Liberals insisted they needed to buy 18 Super Hornets on an urgent basis to cover a gap in the country's ability to field fighters for NORAD and NATO at the same time. The next best option would be to buy used FA-18s from another country until a competition to replace the entire fleet of Canadian CF-18s is launched.